Don't remember dozing off, but this couldn't be real. Feel helpless. Clicks say they need more of my time. Wife telling me I'm selfish. Search for balance. Feedback confirmed that they recognize
The last time it went, there it goes. Get it out, get it out.
All right, so hey, what's going on? This is I think episode 3 of our podcast. We had a little bit of gap in podcast just scheduling conflicts, as you guys know. Chuggs in Kansas State, Kansas City, so he has his own obstacles he has to hurdle over there. But we're getting together today, and happy Easter to those of you guys that celebrate Easter or Passover. Yeah.
Prison for some people.
Yep.
Glad y'all are up and awoke.
And I know some of you guys are probably cracking cascarones on somebody's heads. If you guys don't know what cascarones are, they're hollow egg with confetti inside, and they cover it with like paper mache, and then they break them over the head. It's a thing down here in South Texas. I don't know if it's all Hispanic culture, but at least
I've never heard of that
South
before.
Texas. Yeah, I gotta ask my friends from they're from Southern Cali, if that's like an actual thing out there. But anyways, so how you been?
Man, I can't complain too much, Staying busy, delivering all of the orders that everyone feels online. That's pretty much been my life. Just wake up, go to work, because we got our stay-at-home orders now. I don't know about you guys in your area, but if you ain't going to work, grocery store, liquor store, and you're out and about, you shouldn't be.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the way it is here. It's been like that here, I think officially, like since like last week, maybe about a week and a half ago. So that's actually everything's closed with the exception of like the only traffic supposed to be around is mission essential personnel such as firefighters or anybody that's deemed as mission critical right now. But for the most part, like when we're able to leave the house, as long as people adhere to the social distancing, which is 6 feet or more, and then now they're recommending to wear masks. That's an official directive to wear a mask. So whenever I go out to convenience stores or anything like that, I wear like a fishing net, like the one that kind of stretches over.
Yeah.
And then I put like a one of those shop towels, the blue paper towels. You know what I mean? I put one in between and I wrap it over and put it over my face. That's just like, because I mean, a lot of people think like, whoa, you're scared you're going to get sick. I'm like, no, I'm not scared I'm going to get sick. It's just, I don't want to be asymptomatic and then I get somebody else sick. You know what I mean?
True.
And then, that's really what I'm trying to do, is protect other people.
Yeah, which is smart. I think probably tomorrow when I go to work, I'm probably going to wear a mask. So it's not mandatory for us, but can't hurt.
Yeah. No, it can't hurt. And it's probably the only time in history we could wear a mask and not get like fucking arrested.
Not get shot. Well, I don't know. I am again.
Yeah. That's why I kind of wear like that's why I intentionally not wear like a paño, like a bandana. Yeah, because it just by, I don't know, by history, what I mean? Wearing
records.
Yeah, so I wear like, mine looks like a like water, you know what I mean? Like those fishing ones, so it's got like a design on there. I was talking to my kids the other day, and I was like, just letting them know, like, hey, if you guys got to go out, wear a mask, whatever, but have fun with it, like draw like a smiley face on it or something, you know what I mean? Just so it's not so like ominous. But either way, the good thing is that they've closed down some of the parks here. So going into mountain biking now, they closed down some of the parks here with, when I say the parks, it's where people can socially gather, like, the swing sets and the picnic tables and all that stuff. And most parks are shut down, and that's been since like last week, I believe. And because people were still gathering, got to save people from themselves pretty much. But the good thing is that a lot of the trails and the greenways are open. So if you're a cyclist, you could still get out and ride. Um, but the caveat is that now that that's kind of a loophole. I don't know if everyone always walked on the trails or, but there's exponentially like a lot more people out at the parks now, which is a good thing, you know,
Yeah,
because they're
but at the same time, it's kind of bad
right,
if you're trying to ride. Yeah,
right, yeah. So even at that, like I don't wear a mask. I wasn't wearing a mask then. I have seen some people doing that, and I was like, maybe I should, because you know you're breathing harder. But for the most part, I stay away from, you know what I mean, like on the trails. I
mm,
didn't run into a whole lot of people. I mean, there's every once in a while, but I would just, you know, kind of loop around, you know, go through the trees a little bit just to go around them, you know, just give them their space and vice versa, you know.
yeah,
Um, but so that's a good thing. So mountain biking, like essentially by law, you can still do that. It's been kind of like a systematic closure, you know, it's kind of like a little bit at a time they're closing stuff down, but just trying to do it like not so drastic. And hopefully it doesn't get to that point. Hopefully people listen and adhere to the warnings. But for now, we're still able to ride, which is awesome.
yeah. We can still ride and we can still hunt. We can still go fishing, but like you said, like I think it's probably been a month here to where like in the parks they already had taped off the play areas for like the kids and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, I know like the closest fishery here, everybody goes so much, ain't no fish in there. They done fished all the fish out already.
Oh man. And especially now, they probably can't get fish at the store, so everybody's trying to fish.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's hard to find worms and tackle.
Yeah,
Yeah, so which is
yeah,
good, but it's something that everybody kind of thought of, but now it's just like you got time, so everybody want to fish now.
right. Yeah. And I've been hearing like both sides of the like in the news and stuff. I guess like for some people it's good, like they're reconnecting with their family, you know, and having to, you know, like establishing what like you know the importance of their priorities are in life or what have you. But then there's the other side of it. I've seen a few reports where I mean it sucks at the same time, and it's kind of funny, but it kind of sucks at the same time. But people are having it like relationship wise adjust and like the distractions aren't there anymore. So hopefully
Hmm.
in a good way, you know, some people are able to grow in their relationship, you know, what have you. Maybe gets I've been actually having a lot more people ping me about writing and stuff, and I'm like, well, after this is over, you know, I'll take you guys out or whatever, which is a good thing. But it's crazy, like all the little things that start popping up here and there just because of, you know, everything that's going on right now. But
Yeah.
writing so far is still in, so I'm happy about that. I was able to go out to Flat Rock yesterday or 2 days ago by myself.
Hmm.
Went early in the morning. It was Friday morning because they're closed on the weekends here. So Flat Rock Ranch, Texas, is a mountain biking trail. It's also a working ranch, um, but via their Facebook page and their webpage, they've been, you know, kind of letting them know like the local county, like how the roads are impacting them, and so they're closed the weekends, um, which is unfortunate for some people because of their only time they can ride is on the weekend. Now they can't ride, but at the same time, I also understand that probably on the weekend is when most people are off, and most people are going to go on the weekends, because there's going to be bigger gatherings on the weekends.
More
So I
stuff
can,
to clean
yeah,
up.
so I can see it on both sides of the coin, but you know, that's a place that I can still go for right now, and that's awesome because the closest person that was next to me was maybe like a mile and a half, 2 miles away. You
Oh, yeah,
know,
that's perfect distance.
yeah, yeah, that was good.
Yeah. It's a couple new trails. It's a trail that goes over the Missouri River here.
Hmm.
I think it's called the Old Town Trail. It's in the West Bottoms here in Kansas City, Kansas. And it goes over to Kansas City, Missouri. I want to check that out, but it's been kind of chilly here though for me to street ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How cold is it over there?
Right now it's about the 40s and it's raining.
Oh yeah, that's a bad combination.
Yeah.
Especially with street riding, because it gets so slick out. You know, especially if you have like knobbier tires, like I do. You try to turn a corner too fast, and you're sliding out. Which was yeah, but
Yeah. And not to add the 20-mile-an-hour winds, it's pretty difficult to ride 20
uh,
miles.
yeah, I know. So the best story I have of that is last year when we went to Big Bend, Texas, with the Dirt Therapy Project, was what the veteran nonprofit that I ride with. Um, we went out to Big Bend, Texas, and it was it was cold. It was probably about this time of the year, or maybe a little earlier. But I actually have one of my videos about it. Um, One of my first videos is my YouTube videos is about a Big Bend and that ride. But one of the days that we were riding over, we rode in one direction one way and it was fine. But then a storm came in, like a front came in while we were gone. So when we were supposed to ride back, we were riding like in 30 to 40 mile an hour gusts, like and just head on for like maybe I don't know 12, 13 miles.
That's
And
tough.
it was tough because there was sand blowing in your eyes. You're going into a direct headwind, and I wasn't in the shape that I am now, and it probably would have been as tough then. But I couldn't quit because I was riding with other service members, and just something in my mind, the competitive thing was like, no, I don't want the Air Force guy to quit. You know what I mean? And like they're gonna be talking shit afterwards.
Wait,
And that wasn't the case, but either way, like that's what kept me going was that. But that sucked, dude. My wife had to stop because her contact, she was getting sand in her eyes, so like she was out like maybe 3 miles in. So
yeah.
yeah.
I haven't rode in it intense like that, but I could imagine. It gets your blood pressure up, get your heart rate up a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, yeah. Get your butt muscles nice and massaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But so one of my last videos, I'll talk about this now, is me kind of jacking around, like messing around my DVO shock, my Topaz. And
Yeah.
for as I say in the video, I'm not an expert by any means, but it was kind of one of those things. Like I'm mechanically inclined, like when it comes to vehicles and like grommets and understanding the overall workings of systems. But with mountain biking parts, it's like the parts are so finicky, and like if you jack something up or something's like a millimeter off, or it's very tedious. And so because of that, I've jacked up some parts in the past. Like I ruined a brand new set of Magura brakes, the brake pads. Like they were like brand new, and I spilled like brake fluid on them. Just because I didn't have the proper setup and I didn't have everything where it was supposed to be, and everything like so light. A little bottle of oil would just knock it over. But
Yeah.
so, but I had a lot of fun opening that shock up, and that shock is the way, as far as I understand it, it's made to be low maintenance because, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but the guys at my local bike shop were telling me that it's not oil that's in there; it's like a grease. You're just supposed to put like a certain grease, and most rear shocks or shocks and air shocks or have some type of special oil with the viscosities a certain, like my rock shock had a like a oil you would put in there, and it had to be that oil.
What kind of oil? Like
It's just at a certain.
like manufactured just for that shock.
Yeah, I mean I'm pretty sure you could put suitable subs, but as with any company, they're gonna proprietize the type of oil like for their shock. So, but But this shock, it just, I mean, you could do like trail side maintenance. So if you wanted to add a spacer, you could just pop off the canister, which I did wrong in the video. I took off the whole damn canister. You're supposed to take off. Let me see if I could find this on. I'm about to go ahead and start. Keep talking. I'm gonna plug in my mouse. Oh, I can just use my. There it goes.
Yeah, but you can tell the instant difference once you start riding. Was it like easier transition when you landed, or like how how much of a difference could you tell once you start riding it?
So right after, so once you set it up to, so when I went from my RockShox Monarch RT3 to, let me show you the screen real quick. Can you see my screen?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Start sharing. Now can you see it?
Nope. There we go.
All right. So I was on a, I'll just pull this up. Just do this. So this was pretty much my like my shock, my O shock, and there was nothing wrong with it. It did like just fine for most of the stuff I did, but when I started to, get more confident and starting to do more big drops and jumps and stuff, I found that like even after adding tokens, so what a token is something that goes inside of this and it decreases the amount of volume, so it gets a faster response as opposed to a slower one with more volume. It's more progressive, if you will. Um, but even though when I was adding those tokens, I was still bottoming out. I was still I felt like maybe I just needed to get it serviced again or what have you, but it just felt like it was like not strong enough. So I was able to get a good deal from one of the guys I ride with. Shout out to Jesse Salas.
What up, Jesse?
Yeah. So I was able to get an older shock from him, which is this DVO Topaz. That's not it, but it's the where. Hold on, let me put up this picture real quick and products. It's a little bit more stressful when you knows other people are trying to look. There it is.
Man, I gotta shut this window. It is storming over here today.
So they were supposed to storm here last night, but I guess it passes up. So this is the shock I have on my bike right now when I upgraded from this to this. Damn, look, it's on a sale right now too. For some of you that are looking for a new shock, want to try this out. It's on sale right now from 500 to 375. That's recent too. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good deal right there. Anywho, yeah. So what this this is a dampener, and what they also call it a piggyback, and it's supposed to, um, like dampen like the shock, so it's almost like absorbing it, like so the wheel always stays true to the ground, and it just kind of stays more like level, if you will. Like it takes away the big impacts, and it's supposed to make it like a lot more responsive in climbing and what have you. But this also, just overall, it was like a way better shock. When I started riding it, one of the first things I felt was just more solid. Like there wasn't as much um, as bobbing in the center of my frame as before when I was like pedaling, even with the lockout and stuff. But like I said, maybe it was just the older shock, and maybe I just need to repair it more. But this one just felt a lot more solid. And when I went to it, excuse me.
You all right, brother?
Yeah, there's winds kicking around. I think it's kicking up my allergies.
Yeah, it is the season.
It is the season. So, going back. So this video, I'm losing my train of thought, man.
Sorry, you talked about the shock and
Yeah.
how it is enhanced your riding experience.
Yeah, so especially after trying to get it more dialed in, as far as the pressure. So the day I took that, so going back to the video when I was talking about, I took the wrong part off just to put a token in. I ended up taking off the main canister, like this whole thing right here, and I was just supposed to take this band off, and then the top cover of this would slide off. So when I did that, I just didn't feel a whole lot of confidence in it. I was like, well, maybe I should take it to my local bike shop and have them check it out and just look at the COs and make sure I did it all correctly. So when I took it in and they opened up the internals, um, and then they resealed it, I believe when that happened, I felt that's when I really felt the difference of the shock. It was that much more responsive, that much compliant. Because when I was even after that video, when I was putting air into it,
Mhm.
it's like it was leaking more air than usual. Like it felt like I was having to refill it like more like so I had to check it every day. When before I didn't even have to check the pressure that much. So I think I didn't put it back together correctly or something, and like after that video, it was like kind of I was always losing air pressure. So I took it in. After that, it feels like a ton better. And yeah, man.
Did you
So
take some pointers on what they did, or you just dropped it off and then came back and picked it up?
I took some pictures of what they did, and that's when I realized that it didn't. It doesn't take oil. It takes like a grease on it. And even my Rich, my bike mechanic, he was like surprised by that as well. He was like, "Oh man, it just takes grease. It doesn't take oil." And I was like, "Oh, that's crazy." But if that's what the manual says, then that's what it says. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what also leads me to like the advantage of that shock because you can do like trail side maintenance. So if you wanted to add a token to try to dial in on or get your pressure right when you're riding, you could take off just that lower rubber seal right here, and then this slides off, and then you can add a token into it, which I'm sure I could see in the manual right here. So these are the tokens, these white things right here. You see these little caps right here, or these little rings
Yeah.
right here.
Now I do.
Yeah, yeah, and they just kind of slide over this, and then it makes it it's more stiffer, if you will. But so the advantages, I guess, not using oil is that you don't have to worry about oil leaking out if you're just trying to replace the token or the tokens on it. So that's one positive of it. That it just feels a lot more solid than the RockShox Monarch that I have. And I'm still trying to. I was gonna borrow what's it called, a Shockwiz, and that's what that is. It's a little device that on goes onto your either fork or rear shock, and based off of the way you ride, it takes those metrics, puts it into a program. You can download that on your app, and then you can dial in your fork that much more. Or like pretty much what I see it is like you're getting the most out of your components. You know what I mean?
Oh, that sounds pretty intricate and intense.
It
But it's
does,
yeah.
and I probably don't know what the hell I would be doing, but I could rent it at the bike shop. Because you could buy one on your own, but that's gonna be like $3 or something like that. You can rent at the bike shop. I think it's like 60 to 90 bucks a week or something. But the benefit of that, they'll like walk you through it, which is not probably not. I'll probably have to wait till after all this is over to start doing that. Um, but
Yeah.
in the meantime, it's doing just fine the way it is right now. The other thing I've been kind of working with is um, the drivetrain I was telling you about, with the box 9. But
Mhm.
so I'm working on a review video of that right now. But I'm also I'm in contact with the box one of the techs at box components,
Uh-huh.
and he's just trying to help me troubleshoot some things. And then I'm gonna go to a local bike shop, and then we'll work together on trying to figure out what's going on with it. Just because the shifter is like way too tough. And it's like actually my freaking thumb is sore from just like 3 days of riding with it. And like the tendons and stuff, I was like, man, my hands are already kind of jacked already. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Shouldn't really have to be that hard just to change gears, you would think.
Right. You're that. I just got weenie fingers, you know?
Winky thumbs,
Yeah,
weenie
man.
fingers,
Yeah. Maybe I got to do some more thumb,
fingertip push-ups.
yeah, fingertip push-ups.
There you go.
But
But
have you got much riding in?
not at all. Like I haven't ridden maybe in probably about 3 weeks.
Damn.
Yeah. because I would work and be off for one day, and then work and then be off for one day. So that one day I'd be off would pretty much be like recuperating from maybe a bender drink, and then the next day I go back to work.
Yeah.
I should have rode yesterday, but I was just lazy.
No, you probably need the rest, man, especially if you've been driving around a lot.
Nah, but I've been off since Wednesday, so it's been laying low.
Nice. Have you been working out at all? Like,
Yeah, I done turned in my basement into a little workout area where I do pull-ups and dips and like hanging leg extensions for my core.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've been hitting the gym a lot more too. I post some of it on my Instagram page or whatever, but it's just more so just trying to motivate people to,
stay active.
if yeah, just stay active. I don't know. The way I kind of think of it is you kind of see, the, it's probably an extreme example, but the movies of people in prison. You know what I mean? And then one of the
Yeah,
things they're always doing is like doing push-ups or something because they're keeping their mind busy. You know.
yeah,
But I mean, it holds true in a lot of ways, because if you keep your mind busy, like when you're inside all the time, you know what I mean? You create a routine and it helps the days go by faster.
yeah. It helps you, like you said, keeps your blood moving, keeps your brain active.
Yep.
Doesn't keep you that stagnant, even though you are, kind of in confinement at this point in time. But
Right. So I was watching, I had this realization the other day, dude. You seen the movie Matrix, The Matrix,
which one?
the first one?
Yes.
Okay, so you know that part where he's in they're uploading all those different martial arts to his brain, right?
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, I know kung fu or whatever. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, been watching like a lot of YouTube for the past 3 years, and it's not just necessarily with mountain biking, but like other things. And I was just made this like YouTube's a lot like that version of the Matrix, but it's more like still not there yet, in the
Pretty
sense
much.
that
Like there's nothing that you cannot possibly search up on YouTube.
and
Nothing.
learn, so your mind is getting all that stimulation. So, and what you choose to watch, it can just be in a negative way as well. If you just watch shit all day, you're just gonna get in that shit mindset. But if you watch something that intrigues you, like, oh, what's this about? Like, I don't know, learn about another culture, or learn about, I don't know, just different things. But it's
Different animals. Like fun fact, did you know that female giraffes urinate in male giraffes' mouth, and then the male decides if they want to mate with the woman or not? It's not if they're there in heat. They just, they can tell like if they have good genes or something. Just like, but they got to urinate in their mouth.
I was just trying to think of like, and
Guess
what angle do they have to get in to do this? They're just,
they just lean
yeah,
up. They just,
yeah, I guess so. I was I was all focused on the mechanics of it. It was like, but yeah, man, it's
'cause that's a
crazy. I
lot.
mean,
That's a lot of effort for a giraffe to, mate. So he's
yeah,
like, yeah, I could die doing this. Let me go ahead and take this pee in the mouth and
yeah.
see if it
That's
works.
it.
Yeah,
If you think about it though, like from a evolutionary standpoint, that's kind of, if they can save that much time in courting, you know what I mean, and
yeah,
getting to know each other, and it's evolved to that point where they could actually just decide it within a quick urinate or whatever. You know what I mean? Like within those
yeah,
few seconds, they're like, nope, I'm good. You know what I mean? And that just saves
yeah,
their like.
yeah.
But
That's what I learned by watching the Discovery Channel a couple
yeah,
weeks ago. But
yeah.
that stuck with me, and I had to look it up to see if it was real. But I just watched it, and I never knew that it was. I was like,
I
wow,
didn't I didn't know that either. That's an interesting fact.
yeah,
That-
blew my mind. It just blew my
yeah.
mind. Get it?
So note to self, I don't want to come back as a giraffe.
Oh man, you just think about all the urine that the giraffe was like, nope, nope, and just had
Now,
just nope. That's crazy.
I wonder if it's some kind of like sick new guy joke for the giraffes. You know what I mean? Like, in the military, that new guy that shows up, they always like fuck with him.
Yeah, but they
I wonder if it's the same thing. They caught it on film. They showed it. We interpreted it as that, humans. But it's just like that new guy running around, like, hey man, the only way you got to know is you got to let that person pee in your mouth, and they just keep sending him around, and he don't even know any better.
don't
You know
even
what I
know
mean?
no better.
I remember in Korea. In Korea, we had a new guy come in, and they sent him when he got to our shop. We had something called an antenna winch. So it goes on the. It's a big ass winch. It probably weighs like, I don't know, 70 pounds or so, and um, they had him take it around. So our NCIC sent them to the head shed, and then the head shed sent them to another commander's office. So he was walking around like the base with a freaking, like, this heavy ass piece of equipment, taking it to all these different people. Just that's part of the initiation of it. You know what I mean? It was pretty funny. I know they tried to get me to go get a roll of flight line one time, and that was when I was like in my first duty assignment. I was like, in my mind, I wasn't like, oh yeah, let me go find the roll of flight line. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like how, like, I was stuck on that, so they were just still trying to get me, and I was just like, all right, I'm gonna walk over here because you're ordering me to, but I know there's no damn roller flight line. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Just testing you.
Yeah. Or a can of K9P. You ever heard that one?
No, I have not heard that before.
Yeah. They send them to security forces looking for a can of. Well, they didn't send them, but I heard of them sending people to security forces, like looking for a can of K9P. So it
Nah, I
just
would.
real quick is this K9P. So they would send them to the dogs, and anyways.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. The hazing, I think I kind of missed a little bit of that because I came in a little bit older. So they was like, he ain't gonna fall for this. So we ain't even gonna try to throw that his way.
We don't want to be disrespectful to him.
Yeah, he
So
gonna
he's older than us.
call us on our bullshit. So I'm
Yeah.
nah.
Well, some people took it too far though. That's why it started going away a lot too. Some people would just do dumb shit. Like, I think it was at the academy or something. They hazed some guy so bad. I might be making this shit up, but I'm pretty sure that it happened somewhere where they hazed some guy so bad they put like tape all over like his body and stuff, and then they ripped it off and skin came off and stuff.
Ah,
Yeah, so like people just take it too damn far. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I don't. I never been in the military in that position of somebody wanting to join and being a part of an organization, but like similar, like in college, like fraternities, organizations,
right.
like getting hit, getting hazed, like I participated in it, but it got to a point for me, it was just like, man, like I'm not doing this just so you guys can be my friend. That don't
Yeah.
even that don't sit well with me. And I'm not gonna do that to you just so you can be my friend. That just never really sat well with me.
It didn't make any sense to me either, especially when I would hear about fraternities and like the stuff they would do. And I'm like, you're gonna go like I don't want to be part of that. Like I got to do all that stupid shit. Like I understand the rivalry, like kind of earning your keep, in the sense of like, you know, everyone going through the same thing, so that way they have like a bond. But in the sense of like humiliation and what have you, you know what I'm saying? It's repetitive, and then it gets worse and worse and worse over the years because they're trying to one up each other. And it's just like at the point, it's like I don't need that, man. You can go do that if you feel you need to do that, but I ain't gonna do that.
I don't want to be a part of this. Nah, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So one of the things about mountain biking is that, I mean, we mess with each other, but it's nothing in that sense. Like, I think because there's like we all share the experience of crashing, so that's what we bond in. Like in the that's what makes us humble. Like you be talking shit like 1 second, the next second like you're on your face, you know. And I think that's one thing that is appealing, like because everyone just kind of just has this mutual um, thing that they love, and then they're just kind of it's when you can get around people that do things that they love, you can feel that, you know what I mean? As opposed to
Yeah.
kind of in a different environment where people just hate to be there or whatever they're doing, what particular things they're doing, but it's just not the same thing. Um, but being around those like-minded people and just being outside is it's infectious, dude. And I don't know. That's why I try to I don't know talk to not necessarily in like I don't just kind of meet people and like, hey, you want to talk about mountain biking? You know, it's not like that. But I just
Mhm.
hope that they can kind of see through like the person that I've come to because of one of the ways it's got me here is through mountain biking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's helping as far as you can see how it's helped other people in their life. And I feel
Right.
like that's somebody reached out to me and I appreciate that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
that's
Yeah.
dope.
After this is over, actually, I contacted one of my friends. He's got stationed in California like 4 months ago, and he rides mountain bikes as well. And I've never ridden with him because when I used to hear it, he's been riding a lot longer than I have. And I remember when he first told me when he was we overlapped in Germany, and he came over to my house one time, and he was like, "Yeah, I brought my I don't know." He said like $7,000 bike or something like. And at the time, I was like, "That's fucking ridiculous." You know, you pay $7,000 for a fucking bike. I gotta see
I
this bike. You know what I
still
mean? He's like,
today.
yeah, but today, like in hindsight, I'm like, hey, you know what? Like that's badass. Let me see it. You know what I mean? Like I understand it. But at the time, I was like, fuck, that's like 7 grand for a bike. So on the outside, I can see how like some of my family members is like, you know, how much did you pay for this? You know what I mean? And but I think they just see it from the context of it's a bicycle. You know what I mean? But if you look at the other aspects of like my life, like I really don't put money in a whole lot of other things. Not to say that like we're just living comfortable. You know what I mean? I don't need
Yeah.
to have like the latest biggest TV or anything. One, because I really don't watch it. I mean, I watch it more now because we're inside, so it's paying dividends there.
Do nothing.
But with that, like I watch a lot of just different like podcasts or I'll watch different documentaries, and just I at one time I could see how that would be boring. You know what I mean? Especially like you watch the PBS or whatever, and it's just like real dry. I'm talking about back in the day, you watch any documentary in school
Yeah.
or whatever. It's just like the guy's just like literally trying to put you to sleep with his monotone voice. It's like and it's just like trying to stay up. But
Yeah.
now that with YouTube, they make things so like in a bite-sized like piece of information you can kind of just like eat, like you can just sample throughout YouTube, you know what I mean? And I don't know, just look at things from different perspectives, understand things from like different way of making things, different ideas, and especially with mountain biking, seeing some of the stuff that they do, you know?
Prime example, you putting in, you know what I'm saying, the topaz. Somebody can comment on, all right, so you did it this way. Well, I got a different model. You know, what would you suggest? You know,
Right.
yeah, and brings you together, you know, that
Yeah,
community.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. And that's what it's all about is a community. Um, and I guess most of us just need to find that community, and find what they love to do, whether it's basket weaving or whatever, you know what I mean? Uh,
Knitting, watching
knit,
movies.
watching movies. That's another way that people are starting to connect now too. I think they're creating like, I mean, I think it's old technology because you ever get those Blu-rays and they have that BD Live? You ever see that?
No,
So some of the
BD Live. I don't know.
yeah, it's like I don't know what the acronym is for, but it's like Bravo Delta Live, and you could like watch a movie like you're on a network and you can watch a movie and then comment with other people about the movie as you're watching it. Is the way I understood it, and it's kind of like older technology. It was like just texting, but I think now they're doing that in a more um, I guess because the technology's evolved, so it's a lot more intuitive,
Mhm.
and they're so people are able to like watch movies now and then kind of like they're watching it together. You know what I mean? Because they can comment and do whatever. I guess you could watch the movie at the same time and put the phone on. I guess I, I've had to do that too a few times.
Stream, like, I guess when you stream it, you could comment. So if they're streaming the movie, you could go into the whatever room that movie's in, and you could just do the comment
Right.
at the bottom.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool how like this is forcing technology companies to look at things in a different way as well. You know what I mean? Because this
Yeah,
is, I mean, both the good and the bad side of that. But
they need to step their game up and get these virtual reality dating sites up and running, so we ain't got to leave the house.
hey, dude, I'm glad you brought that up, and it's crazy you did because you ever seen the movie shit with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes? It's like one of his worst movies. It's called like Demolition Cop or
Demolition Man, Demolition
Demolition
Man.
Man. So if you remember the scene where I watched, deployments, TDYs, whatever, watched a lot of movies, right? So I'm gonna be using a lot of movie references, but the part where Sandra Bullock and Sylvester Stallone they go back to her place, and he's from back in the day, and she's like the newer, but he's about to kiss her, and she's like, ew, like that's kind of how I see. So you talking about like technology companies getting the virtual thing going? That's kind of how I see things going now because of the way that things are going now. You know
That's
what I
so
mean?
fortunate that you're accurate. That's so fortunate. I know
Yeah,
exactly what you're talking about. I remember that scene.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
He was
kind of
like,
crazy too.
these. It was this is these. No, we don't touch. And after this is these, it was this is these. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, yeah,
They just put some headphones in and some glasses and got busy.
yep, yep,
Yeah,
yeah, man. So hopefully mountain biking doesn't go down that way. I don't want
yeah,
to do it virtual.
yeah. You can be sitting in your garage on a
Yeah, I mean it's cool right now for people to do it virtual,
yeah,
but afterwards I don't want it virtual.
yeah. Ain't no fun in that because fresh air, just the exploring.
But what would be good, like technology for that is if they could make it virtual for people like with disabilities, where they can
Yeah,
visually feel it and stimulate, like you know what I mean? It's like certain uh, different points on their brain, if you will, like to stimulate, create that stimulation where they feel like they're riding in that virtual sense. That'd be
yeah.
cool. Like so, like if somebody was mountain biking their whole life and they loved it or anything, and then they were able to create the technology where they can um,
That was in the movie too. I'm trying to think. It was with Bruce Willis,
Bruce Willis.
and it would be like he pretty much
You're breaking up, man.
tapped into a. I don't know. It was the old Bruce Willis movie. I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about is that
Mm,
10 Monkeys or
no, not 12 Monkeys. It was another one. It was like a futuristic movie. It was like where you could be like an
oh
old body, but you're
was
like in.
was Chris Tucker in that movie?
No, you think about Fifth Element.
Fifth Element. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Not that one. I don't know. It'll come to me. But yeah, but that goes with that technology of tapping into the nervous system and having somebody else control your thoughts at that point.
Yeah. So that's the negative part of it, right? With anything you could somebody fucking exploit it for something bad. So yeah, we're just throwing out ideas here. We're
Just
just
throwing stuff against the wall until something sticks.
we're just two dumb animals right here talking.
Just going
Pretty
back
much.
and forth, two baboons.
Yeah.
So in the grocery stores down there, do you guys have one way in the aisles?
It's yeah. We and some of them we do, and some of I'm laughing because the first time I saw one ways was in I think in England or somewhere. I was going down in the commissary, and I just saw arrows on the floor, and it was like they put traffic. I was like, damn, you know. But yes, so moving forward, yeah, there is
Yeah.
one-way traffic in some of the stores.
Yeah, my last grocery shopping experience, I was breaking the rules and I didn't understand why I was getting dirty looks. And I looked
Uh,
at the ground, I was like, oh,
ah,
makes sense now.
yeah. So it's raining over there, and it's sunny, really sunny here. We were supposed to, we had a tornado watch last night, and they weren't sure if we are gonna get storms or not. But I chose not to go riding today because I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot of people out. You know what I mean? And
Easter,
yeah,
yeah,
Easter. So and it's like a gorgeous day right now. It's I don't even think I see any clouds in the sky, and it's sunny. It's probably about 80 degrees outside.
yeah, we're
Wind,
sitting at a freeze warning at 43 degrees right now, 90% precipitation.
dang.
Yeah, perfect day to get a gym workout in. About to give me a nice little workout in.
Yeah, I'll work out here in a little bit. I'll probably just work on the Florida video a little bit more. And let me talk about that for a little bit. So my idea with the Florida video, I got like a lot of content. Um,
Hmm.
because I was there for 3 days, and I, with everything that's kind of happening now, I kind of want to like kind of show the whole trip. Because I was making it, I was like, whereas I'm making it right now, like it's crazy all the things that I'll speak for myself that I've taken for granted in the sense that like I'm going to a gas station and I'm just filling up my car. You know what I mean? Like just and not having to think about I need to wash my hands afterwards, or I need to do this after, like yeah, all the little things that we have to do now, like consciously be aware of, like germs, washing your hands for two ABCs or whatever, and keeping your distance from people, all those things. Like as I'm making, like I'm in a restaurant with people next to me, you know what I mean? Um, at the gas station in line, stuff like that. So it's just kind of crazy to kind of see that. And when I went to Florida, I think it was at the end of February or March. I think it's end of February. So it's just a different time. And then like we're in the restaurant, like on one of the places in on Pensacola Beach, and we're talking to the cook and like the manager or whoever, and we're just talking to them about trying to establish this new idea of like going out talking to people, creating connection, like discussion, like discussing differences and coming to common understanding whether we disagree or not afterwards. You know what I mean? And I was actually talking to a few people in that restaurant that day, which were strangers, and it was pretty cool. But to see it from like what 2 months ago to now, you know what I mean? So
From
I
a
kind of
not,
yeah.
yeah,
So I kind of want to capture that for people, just like damn, or just even like, hey, I'm gonna drive to Florida today, or I'm gonna drive just to leave somewhere, right? Just
mm,
that, like now you can't really do it because some states are closing down their borders. So I'm thinking
yeah,
I'm gonna do like three parts to it, because I got 2 days of riding in, one night, because I got there late. So I got there, I think it was like on a Friday night, like at midnight, because I was driving for like 15 hours because I hit a lot of traffic in Houston. And then the next morning, I got up, had breakfast with one of my really good friends. And the reason I was there was because, um, as I understood it, somebody that I've known for a long time was going through a tough time. So
mhm,
I was in some stuff happened to me at that time, and then that kind of I came to this new understanding of where I wanted to go with this platform, and then that happened, and then I found out about like one of my friends going through a tough time. So I was like, I'm gonna go over there, because I just believe in that so much that I feel like I needed to be there for my friends, you know what I mean? Like that was going
yeah.
through some stuff
Especially,
or whatever. Yeah, so that was like the initial reason I was going, and then the side reason was like, well, I was there last time. I saw this mountain biking trails there, so I'm gonna do this as a side thing. You know what I mean? When I got a window of opportunity, I'm gonna go for a ride and try to record some of these trails to kind of show people like a different part of Florida in the sense where you can, if you want to go to the beach or whatever, take your bike with you and you can hit up these trails. They're like more cross country trails, but there was still some really cool stuff that like they had there. The local um, mountain biking organization, which is a nonprofit named Pork. It says PORC, Pensacola Off Roading Cyclists. They're a nonprofit and they seem to do like a lot of work in the community. I went to their website, so I'm gonna give them a shout out as well. But I got like a night
Shout out
version.
Ford.
Yep, Pork. Um, and I also got a day version as well. But I'm trying to create it in bite size where it's not like too much of a video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna like put it out. But I'm trying to capture all those three of those days. But yeah, man, I'm pretty excited to do
Turn
that.
to like a road to like a road trip series. You know, three part season one,
Right.
and Florida, and then you can go somewhere else.
Yeah, because I was thinking about doing that, like, but doing like um, the trip over, and then the night part of the writing all together, and then it would be like the third one would be the day writing there. So that
Yeah.
would be like two parts. Um, but then I was like, well, maybe I could like do the two just writing days and then create like a bonus feature where it includes the rest of it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's hard to create content and like the main reason I do it is like one of the main reasons because I enjoy doing it. But secondly, it's to kind of get information out there in the like through this platform or however raise awareness for Port, they're a nonprofit. It seemed like they do work with veterans there, and just try to kind of give those guys the support in the way of people going to their trails, kind of bringing because the more people they get going there, then the more people they can justify to their local municipality or whatever. Like, hey, we have a demand for this. That we think this would be good, and then they can get possibly their local I don't know, local government or whatever to support them in any type of funding, to bring
At least
these
more
mountain biking
acknowledgement.
trails.
Yeah, more acknowledgement. More people know about it. Get the name out there.
Right.
Get
So
more support.
exactly. So I mean, that's just. I mean, granted, we don't have a whole lot of people yet, like following us or whatever, which is fine. But at the end of the day, it's just kind of trying to get other people that are doing good in the community. Like all around, and then also like mainly like also veterans trying to get their like the Dirt Therapy Project. That's why I talk about them a lot. It's just to kind of get their name out there. When we took that trip down there, I was talking about them. I was giving them the website and stuff like that, like telling them like how to donate. But that stuff I do just because I benefit from it, and I'm trying to just that's the way I give back to that program, but just by using this platform to talk about them. But I also do wanted to do it for like other like I talked about Corey and like Spitwell and the music he puts out, and that's just another avenue. Me just trying to create another avenue for them, and I think like
Yeah.
overall it's just gonna people can feed off of that and then start talking about and create our own network, if you will, to try to what I mean, get that word out there
And
for
then
people.
like everybody, is good at one thing and empower other people with other knowledge that they know, just
Right.
all connected and help one another out. And when we're stronger in certain parts or, certain aspects of stuff, we can
Right.
help out. If not, we know who to go to get the help from.
Exactly, man. And that's kind of like what I want to like the underlying thing for all this, is just try to create. And in the video, the Florida video, I talk about connection, and that it's because I can't think of another word to describe it other than the basic concept of a connection, and that's pretty much what it is trying to like, hey man, we're not alone. we can depend on each other. Like, let's see what each other's talents are, and not try to, like, I'm not coming from the sense of profiting of anything because I don't ask for money and I don't get money for any of this, and that's fine. If we get there one day, then that's fine. That would be like a bonus. But at the same time, like now it's just like just trying to create that understanding and like not only that, like if people have another way, an outlet like of art, if you will, like either making videos, music, um, paintings in the literal sense or whatever. You know what I mean? Like just not understand like
Yeah, like yeah, able to obtain knowledge. Like we all got our strong points, you know,
right,
and we shouldn't like keep them to ourselves. So if we
right,
know like somebody's going through something that's one of our strong points, we shouldn't just like let them stumble over it, you know. And
right.
I think that's what you're doing by, you know, creating this platform. It's like you crashing for us, so we don't have to crash.
no, no, man. Yeah, exactly. I'm just doing it from the sense of just trying to, I don't know, like I said earlier, just make let people know that that we're all here for each other. You know what I mean? And not from the cheesy sense, but just and also like have the understanding like there has to be a certain level of accountability with each person. You know what I mean? Because you can only help somebody so far. Until they actually have to start helping themselves. You know what I mean? But at the end of the
True.
day, you go ahead.
I don't know. This is true. Like you can't help nobody that doesn't want to be helped.
Right. So I don't know. Just trying to keep that balance, and have fun with it, like we're doing, like with this podcast and with some of the videos. I'm just trying to not really think about it too much because that's real easy to do. To start thinking about it, like, oh, how somebody can interpret it, but you could do all that all day. So I just when I make the videos, it almost sounds like I'm just like talking. You know what I mean? Like I probably need to speak more articulate and enunciate you know, my words because I noticed that it sounds like I'm kind of like mumbling a little bit, but then like little Chicano accents coming out.
It's understandable. Like you
Yeah,
know, like it's not like people can't understand what you're saying. You know,
right.
you don't have like a thick accent or
Yeah,
yeah.
but
You know,
either way,
your
yeah, just
voice is
having fun.
on the ears.
The what? What?
I said your voice is very easy on the ears, sir.
Oh, thank you. All right. Maybe I'll make some bedtime stories for you and put you to bed.
I'm fine in that area. Thank you. I'm cool. Thank you. Appreciate the thought and the
Hey, no
generosity.
problem. No problem. No problem. So this
Yeah.
week's our the one of the groups I ride with and I'm part of is South Texas Trail Demons, and through the they've been having a weekly competition, not necessarily competition, but just like they'll post a weekly challenge is what it is. And this week I got to do mine today, but it's a wheelie. I gotta say wheelie. Yeah,
Oh,
popping it wheelie. Yeah, so I gotta go do that sometime tonight and post it or whatever. But the last one was I think an endo, which I did okay with. It wasn't that great. I need to work on them. And then so this week's wheelie, probably next week would probably be like a manual or something. I know that's not Manuel. That's manual.
you're not gonna. You don't got to go do a manual nowhere.
No, I don't want to go do Manuel.
No manual.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I ain't anticipating this stress of driving around tomorrow, but hey, it's something to do.
So speaking of crazy shit on your route, you were telling me about like where you drive at and stuff. So this morning, I we woke up to a car like screeching, like in the front, like in the street right in front, like in our neighborhood, and
Mhm.
all of a sudden I just hear like a like So we got up real quick, looked out the window, my wife and I. This is about 5:30 in the morning, and some guy I don't know if it's like ex-boyfriend. I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but he he got his car. He like rammed the truck in the driveway like twice, And then he got out with a flashlight. Um, well, my wife told me this part because I was trying to I was like, let me call the cops real quick. That way I can call the cops and I can go out, whatever. So she's like, he's gonna. I was like, what? He's gonna like. So you hear him hit the window, boom, boom, like, and he didn't break it, because I didn't hear it break. But when I finally got a hold of him, there he said somebody was on the way. I looked outside and then he started driving off. But yeah, this dude was like, he looked drunk as shit too. But it was pretty much, he banged into the car like twice with his vehicle. And then he hit the vehicle's back right window a couple of times and I guess tried to break it. And then he took off. And then the cops showed up. There was like 6 cops. So that's what we woke up to this morning.
Oh man, that's a
Yeah, man.
wake up. That's a wake up.
Yeah. And for some, like, yeah, I don't. I got a camera system too, and for some reason, like, I don't know if the storm kicked off made it like reset or whatever, but I didn't get the guy on the video. But not, I would have played that for y'all. Just a little bit of neighborhood watch drama.
Good watch. Yeah, I woke up to some drama yesterday. I stayed over at my cousin's house. Woke up to and the house that had caught on fire. But then some people driving by screaming out the window, "You ain't gonna get no money for the insurance claim. We know you set the house on fire." And me and my cousin, like, what? So the fire department was literally outside for about 6 hours. They had the gas company out there, and then by I say probably about 3 o'clock, all the windows were boarded up, and they were stapling some type of notice on the house. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Damn,
Yeah.
damn, it's like the neighborhood Horatio from fucking CSI.
It's going down.
Yeah, he walks on every scene with the stupid eye. Like, I hate that show. But so, are you gonna get any? Well, it's raining there. It's cold, so you're probably not gonna get any riding in today.
No.
I'm probably gonna do a night ride tonight. I figure most people will go in by then. I'm gonna charge my lights and then I'll probably go out for a night ride because I think we're supposed to get rain tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the forecast is supposed to be tomorrow, but I know I was gonna try to go to probably Flat Rock tomorrow. Like, I want to go as much as I can before it closes, or if it closes. I hope it doesn't close, but um, just
Yeah,
get out real early and stuff. Go ahead.
I might be able to get a ride in on Wednesday. It's supposed to be around 60s and dry. So, but temperatures keep on dropping here. It's 39 degrees now. It was 48 when I was talking to you earlier, or 44.
Hey, but what?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, man.
go ahead.
Nah, you was breaking up. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I gotta use the restroom real quick. Hold up. I'm gonna pause it.
Or
I don't know if you can pause it.
I don't think you
All
can
right, just
pause it.
just go and talk for now. Hold up.
Yeah. So I'm getting a lot of words together as well. This is Chuggy. Crash had to step away. But let's talk about what we write down sometimes. I don't know if you guys are paying attention to an episode 1. Here's entitled Embrace the Suck. This was Crash, came up with. He came up with the title, and I said that I was gonna come up with some words. So this is called Embrace the Suck. Embrace that the majority of us are not in control. As Hope would have led, practice what is best for you. Let's pay attention to what is being said. 2 ears for 1 mouth. Take the time to listen twice as much as you're going to be speaking, because until we figure this shit out, a lot of us won't be repeating. Really asking too much. All we saying is embrace the suck. And now it's the title that you gave me, like, what was it, 2 episodes ago? You gave me the title, Embrace the Suck, and I told you I was going to make up some words about that.
Oh, nice. So we
Yeah.
got a little nice, dude. I know
Yeah.
I need to start writing more stuff down. I was doing a pretty good job of it, keeping all my ideas down, and then I put it down somewhere, and obviously I don't know where it's at right now. So I need to, because there's still some other stuff that I need to start working on, some other side projects that like we had talked about offline, you know. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, man. Unfortunately, like one of them is I know I'm not sure if I talked about it here before, but there I think we talked about. So my idea of as far as trying to make create like a network of different like nonprofits in the sense of like worldwide and stuff, like trying to get
Yeah.
to that level, like my overall level, just sharing resources and sharing, like local assets and stuff like that. So I'm gonna talk about more about that later. But this whole Corona thing, I mean, it's affected a lot of things, and this is at the very low end of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, not be able to get a hold of certain people in certain areas of the world or country. You know what I mean? Because everyone's off. Not off, but they're at home.
Everyone should be at home. Should be.
Yeah, should be at home. So that's gonna be put on the back burner for a little bit until everything gets more as a business as usual. But in the meantime, I'll keep bringing you different content in the form of podcasts, give our different perspectives as we try to tie, you know, things that are going on real world to mountain biking. But more so try to keep it just along mountain biking, but it's kind of hard not to, mesh the two with everything that's going on right now, us being indoors. But there are things that you could do, such as just bike maintenance. I think we talked about that last time.
Yeah.
I've washed my bike like at least 3 times already.
I need to wash my bike. I haven't.
So one of the good things about washing your bike is that when you're washing it, you can see if there's any parts that are loose. As you're washing it, you'll see things that are loose or screws that are coming off or anything like that. It kind of just gives you more an idea of like what you need to tend to on your bike. Because it's like your car, right? When you get a car, you wash it for the
Yeah.
first time, you see all the scratches, and then you kind of know where they're at. Same thing with a bike, except it's in the way of parts.
True. I probably have washed my bikes probably about 2 months ish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like if I wash it, does that affect the chain, or
It
do you?
does. So it does. I mean, some people. It's like I had a friend I used to ride it with. His name was Vic. He would always give me shit about washing my bike so much. He was like, "You're gonna rust it. It's pretty much not you're gonna rust it, but it's gonna like the water will wash off a lot of the lubrication." That's pretty much what he was trying. I believe what he was trying to say. Um, but me, I was just that cool. I just like washing my bike. But and then so yes, it does. So if you're gonna wash the chain with a degreaser, which most bike wash are, they're degreasers. So you're probably have to after you wash your chain and everything, clean it. You probably have to put another coat of oil on there, which is good for the bike because it honestly makes your drivetrain just feel that much more smoother. Because after a while, when it gets so much gunk in there, it's harder to pedal and you don't realize it because it's so like subtle. Before you know it,
I
it's
use WD-40 bike chain spray. I don't know if there's a better brand to use, but I just use.
no. I mean, I think some people can get real particular about like they even have something now where it's like ceramic or not ceramic. Is it ceramic? It's some type. Oh, it's a wax, not ceramic. There's a wax. I think they do have ceramic chains though. Could be making that up, but
I'm gonna look
no,
that up.
yeah, I know they do have some ceramic parts, just for light and I don't know, but either way, what were we talking about? Chains.
Ceramic bike chains.
So what I meant to say was wax. Some people put wax on their chains, and that's like you gotta like strip your oil chain down. take all the oil off and gunk, and then it has to be like pretty much bare metal, and then you have to melt this wax and then dip it in there, like, and then let it soak, or and then you can put it on. I don't know. I don't know the whole process, but and then there's another one where you can just it's like a it looks like a deodorant stick, but it's the that wax, and you just like rub it on your chain, which looks cool because you can get like different colors. I haven't tried that yet. So my point is that people go all levels with the type of stuff oil that they or any type of lubricant they use on their chain. But to answer your question, yeah, that should be just fine, man. I
All
don't think
right.
you're gonna try to win the Tour de France or anything.
No, no, but I did kind of question I guess the tension, the strength of my chain a couple times, like going up real steep inclines. Like
Was it?
what should nothing? No, it wasn't popping or nothing. It was just I was like, man, I feel like I'm putting a lot of tension on this chain. Like,
Oh,
what should be looked out for, like for that, or you just if you got a good chain, it ain't gonna break.
no, no, the chains will break eventually because a chain stretches over time. Just the links and the metal. Um, so you can go in. It's probably easier just to replace the chain, like
Mhm.
especially how long is that? How was that bike? Like how long was it in his garage?
Probably about a year and a half.
So and then he didn't ride it that much.
He didn't ride it at all.
Oh, I think you should be good, but I know there is something. It's called it's like a piece of metal, and it's like a chain measure. It's Park Tool makes one, but it's a chain measuring tool. And if it you set it on top of your chain, and there's two little uh, like teeth that stick out, and if it's at a certain distance and it's time to replace your chain, it's kind of just like something that's just like a good marker because you don't want a chain to snap on you when you're riding, especially if you're doing any type of jumping or anything like that, because that could be dangerous.
That'd
The
be a bad.
chains, yeah, it would be, it would be.
Yeah, that's about all. Like the type of maintenance that I have done on my bike is just oil the chain. I tighten the brakes myself a little bit, but I like my brakes a little loose. But other than that, that's it.
Yeah. So I would just, I mean, as long as it's not making any noise or anything like that, or it's functioning just fine, you should be good. As long as it's shifting fine and all that stuff, it should be good. Basic functionality.
Straight
But
basic here. I'm a
yeah,
basic B.
basic B.
Basic B. Yeah.
What did you say, basic B or basic B at?
Basic B. B.
Ba-
It's like hyphenated B. Yeah, B. You know, I'm a basic.
Ah,
Yeah.
basic B.
Yeah. Basic B.
Hey, so I got a movie recommendation for you guys out there, or you, if you want, Chug. It's called and I'm pretty sure some people have seen it before, but it's on Amazon, or if you got an Amazon Fire Stick or whatever, or like get a bootleg or whatever. It's called Motive, I believe that's what it's called, or
Motive.
Motion. Let me look it up.
Motive.
It's a mountain biking movie. I think it was put on by Specialized, which is um, a company, um, bike manufacturer that specializes in bikes, as the name implies. But I think it's called Motive or Motion. I think it's called Motive.
Yeah.
But it's really good. I saw it twice last night. Not twice last night. I saw it like 2 days ago, and I saw it again last night. It's just
Okay.
yeah, and it goes to everything from um, people just making like trails to like dirt jumping, like different types of mountain biking. And I don't know, it's really cool. I'm gonna look it up right now.
All right. I
So
think I'm looking
that
at.
oh, you're looking at it right now?
Yeah.
What is it called? Motive or what is it called?
Yeah. There's a motive. Just look at the 30-second trailer real quick. I can't.
What drives a seemingly normal person to the edge? A local high school teacher was found murdered.
Nah. 2013.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can play it on mine. So that way, what the nothing but for the best for you guys. You got a guy that can't even exit out of his own damn window right now.
Oh, got me on the middle. Go ahead.
So I saw this on Amazon. I think it was for free, but oh, this is just a trailer of it, right?
Yeah.
I don't.
Nah, that's totally different from what I was looking at.
It's helped shape us all do.
Yeah, this is it. This is really good. So
That's shapes my life.
yeah, so this is. I highly recommend this one. If you guys haven't seen it, it's really good. It's called Motive, and it's just like the filmography of everything with it. It's awesome. The sounds and like the shots they got, and it's pretty badass. Especially right now, like if you can't get out and ride, just be something fun to watch. Even if it's above your skill level, I mean, or if it's at your skill level, you can appreciate it. But yeah, there's a lot of good mountain bikers in here as well. Professionals, I'm sure. So yeah, they got an Eagle in there.
I have a core group of
Yeah,
friends that
so
all ride together.
I don't want to.
Share the same experience.
What's that?
So I saw a bobcat. Oh, I got it. Window.
Yeah, do your thing. All right, I think I stopped sharing now. So yeah, Motive, that's a really good one if you guys haven't seen it. And then there's another one, it's pretty good. It's called We MTB. That's kind of it's kind of like up and down, but that one's good as well. But Motive, I saw that one for the second time last night. Highly recommend that one. That one was really good to watch. I was gonna put it on Instagram too. Just I'm pretty sure sharing the content kind of gives people a commonality of things to talk about, like we were talking about earlier with those apps.
Yep.
But yeah, man. But I think we should close it up, man. I need to go get my wheelie going. I gotta work on it. Yeah, I gotta get it, and I'm gotta get a little bit of video of that. So hopefully I can come from that unscathed. And yeah,
That is
man.
the goal.
That is a goal. I wish I had some cascorones, that way I could ride over it and like crack over them.
Make it on real quick.
Yeah, but
Gotta save it.
Yeah, definitely. But
Well, all right, brother.
stay safe out there, man. I hope everything. I hope all that shit's over pretty soon. But in the meantime, just embrace the suck. Thank you for sharing your little soliloquy.
Yeah, my little sonnet. My sonnet.
There you go.
Yeah. You have to go back and listen to it once you edit it. Check it out.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go back and check it out here in a little bit. I'll probably be posting this, maybe not tonight, but maybe tomorrow. I probably wanna I create that intro I did last time for the last video. I don't know if I saved a template of that, but I want to kind of add that to try to keep consistency with it. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
You guys be safe out there. Happy Easters.
Shouts out to Pork again.
Yeah, shout out to Port, Pensacola off-road cyclist. Really enjoyed riding those trails, and you guys are doing good work out there, and I appreciate you guys supporting your local community.
Yeah, y'all be safe out there. Everybody be safe. Make sure y'all keep open lines of communication.
There you go. Just like that.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, bro.
It really hit me like a brick to the chest. It was a perfect world. No poverty line, no rich, no poor, racism or crime. But I should have known. I woke up and I was dreaming. Now I see why people wish that they would die while they were sleeping. I was dreaming, a reality. 'Cause things like that just don't happen.